All right, today we're talking about a new heavyweight stepping into the AI ring. This one comes from one of the biggest tech giants on the planet, and it looks like they are definitely aiming for the championship belt.
For a while now, it's kind of felt like OpenAI has been the undisputed champion, right? But what if a huge new contender with some serious money and resources behind them just showed up to challenge that? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today.
So, say hello to Qwen3-Omni. This is Alibaba's new AI model, and the big deal here is that it's designed to handle text, audio, images, and even video, all at the same time. We're not just talking about another language model. This is a true multimodal system, meaning it processes all that different stuff in one unified go.
Okay, so let's get into it. Who's really behind this? And just how serious is this new challenge to the big names we already know and follow in the AI space?
The two words you really need to remember here are native and end-to-end. What that means is, this isn't just a bunch of different AI tools kind of duct taped together. It's more like a master chef who can cook a whole complex meal in one single pan, instead of messing with a dozen different pots. It was built from the ground up to handle all these different inputs smoothly, which, let me tell you, is a really big deal technically.
And get this is not some little side project. We are talking about a 3-year investment from Alibaba into their AI infrastructure to the tune of $53.4 billion. Yeah, billion with a B. A number like that tells you one thing. They are absolutely serious about becoming a major player and giving the current giants a real run for their money.
Okay, so what's going on under the hood here? What makes this thing tick? Let's dive into the architecture that really makes it special.
So at its core, you've got this really cool idea they call the thinker-talker architecture. And honestly, it's pretty intuitive. It's almost like how our own brains work. You've got the thinker, which does all the heavy lifting, understanding what you give it and reasoning through it. And then the talker takes what the thinker figured out and turns it into natural, fluent speech.
And it's not a one-size-fits-all deal either. Alibaba has actually released 3 different versions. You've got Instruct, which is the whole shebang, the full package with all the capabilities. Then there's the thinking model, which is just the brains of the operation, perfect for when you just need analysis and text output. And finally, there's Captioner, which is a super specialized tool for getting really accurate audio-to-text transcriptions.
But the big question is, does it actually perform well? Well, according to the standard industry tests, the answer is a big yes. Across a whole range of benchmarks, Qwen3-Omni hit top-tier, state-of-the-art results in 22 out of 36 different tests. That pretty much cements its place as a very serious competitor.
All right, so we know it's powerful, but how does it actually stack up against the competition? Let's put it head-to-head with the big dogs like OpenAI and Anthropic. And this is where things get really fascinating. When you look at the really tough stuff, like advanced math and coding, OpenAI's latest models are, well, they're exceptional. Now, the official word is that Qwen3 is competitive. But, and this is a really key detail, they haven't released the specific scores. So what does that tell us? It means it's playing in the same league, for sure. But the exact rankings, that's still a bit of a mystery for now.
But performance isn't the whole story here. Maybe the biggest difference, the real game changer, is the philosophy behind it. Qwen3 is open source. That means anyone can get their hands on it, use it for their business, build cool new things with it, and that is a world away from the closed, proprietary systems that most of its biggest rivals use. So all this tech sounds great in a lab, but what can you actually do with it, like in the real world? Let's check out some actual applications. Okay, picture this, a history class where a student can literally ask questions to an old historical photograph. Or imagine having a super complex scientific diagram explained to you right there in real time. That's the kind of interactive, dynamic learning this tech makes possible.
And the potential for accessibility here is just huge. Think about it. Someone with a visual impairment could just point their phone at something and get a rich, detailed audio description of their surroundings. And not just, there's a car, but what's happening, the context. It could completely change how they navigate the world.
Or, hey, what about that classic headache, customer support? Instead of spending 20 minutes trying to describe what's wrong with your gadget over the phone, you could just show them a live video. The agent sees the problem instantly and can walk you through the fix. So much faster, so much less frustrating.
Okay, so the tech is obviously impressive, and the applications are pretty amazing. But let's zoom out for a second. What does the arrival of a model like Qwen3-Omni mean for the entire AI industry? What's the bigger picture here?
Well,
What this really signals is this huge trend towards the democratization of AI. That's a fancy word, but what it means is that by making a top-tier model like this, open source, it's not just a toy for a few giant corporations anymore. Now startups, researchers, even a single developer working in their garage can get their hands on state-of-the-art tech and start building.
And the community that's ready to jump on this, it is absolutely massive. I'm talking about platforms like Hugging Face, which is kind of the central hub for these open source models. They've got over 5 million AI builders. That is a giant global pool of talent just waiting to create the next big thing.
You know, Qwen3-Omni, the CEO of Hugging Face, he put it perfectly. He said this is a critical moment. It's a chance to break up the existing monopolies and really spark some new innovation. It's about moving away from an industry run by just a few companies and creating something much more open and diverse.
Which brings us to the final huge question. This whole competition, it's not just about who has the technically best model anymore. It's really a battle between two big ideas, open versus closed systems. So with these incredibly powerful, accessible tools now entering the ring, who do you think is going to win the future of AI?